But are you enjoying Estonia, or did you like the country? Or...
Yes, yes, I enjoy it. Estonia is very different culture. Uh, Today, for example, it started snowing here. Uh, it's snowing all day today, and it's very cold country. Uh, but I like for me a new experience is very good.
Really good one. Really good one. Enjoying the country, I believe there must be a beautiful view in you where you are. And you, Alex, can you present yourself, bros? I believe it's our first time together as well.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Alex. I'm 26 and I'm from Pará, but since 2019, I lived in a
I
country.
already love you.
I live in São Paulo now, so I have a degree in physics and master degrees in nuclear technology. But don't worry about it. I don't know the formula of the atomic bomb or any homemade bomb. It's okay. So in my free time, I like to eat. Oh, I love going to the new place that has food and experimenting the food of the other countries. So I also like to looking at food recipes on Instagram or YouTube and trying to reproduce them at home. It's a type of hobby for me. And that's it.
Really good, man. Good to know. Good to see other paraenses, here on Talk Pathology. I believe I was the last one. And you, Felipe, who are you? Can you present yourself, bros, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. Oh, my name is Felipe. I am 33 years. I was born in Pitangui, Minas Gerais, but in this moment I live in Rio de Janeiro. I am an agronomist and I work with research and I am learning English, but and this year I had opportunity and release in my volunteer work in community in Hurt B in the United States. But I need improve my English, yes, and my communication. I am doing my postdoctor at Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. I have 4 dogs, and in my free time, I like and watch TV, I listen music, and I cook, for example. Yes, on that.
Excellent, man. Thanks for joining us in this Saturday. And to me, my name is Luan, from Pará as well, from Ilha do Marajó. So it's really far from here. But I've been living in São Paulo since last year. I'm doing my master's degree here. So academic career has just begun to me. And it is what it is. I'm a host here. I love being host here, and I love most and not just learning, but practice with all of us, all of you here. It was a pleasure. So we can start the questions. It's about communication. So the question is, have you communicated with others well recently? And the question number one, if you can see on the chat, we already answered. So is introduce yourself. You must do it. We must do it, and the question is over. But the question number two is, how would you describe good or effective communication? It can be with your parents, with your relatives, if in your network or something. So I'm going to start with Mateus. How would you describe a good communication in your opinion?
Perfect one. For me, one good communication, good and effective communication for me is when there is a understanding of what you are saying and objective when you talk. I think it's important when you speak the other people about the different things, the objectivity and understanding. It's important for me for a good communication. See the people talk. I think it's very important too, because when you show the eyes the people, to observe the communication the people, I think is creating one relationship in the dialogue. I think it's important for me when I talk a good communication.
Good definition. I believe it's a good one. And do you have, for example, another different from that? How do you describe a good communication, Alex, in your opinion?
So I believe that good communication it's where the receiver can understand all the information you had to say. I don't believe in a recipe for a good communication, as it depends on the environment you are in. For example, I see every day on LinkedIn people criticizing Brazilian who use English terms in meetings here in Brazil. And for me, what matter is that people understand what is being said, and the number of terms or creation of new one can even make the relation environment and encourage the communication between people. And I see the term "vamos startar." It's a English mixture of Portuguese terms, and if the person that you say this term understand that you can say, for me it's okay. It's dependent environment and the people involved in the environment.
Excellent, excellent. Because I hate these English terms in Portuguese. We have to mindsets. I cannot barely this kind of talks, this kind of coaching talks, and I hate that one. And we are in YouTube, so my opinion is not exactly a good one to this kind of guys, but I hate. And you, Pedro, would you describe the good communication? And you are in the country in the overseas that anyone here this but you speaks Portuguese. So how do you describe a good communication in Estonia or something?
Yeah, for me, good communication is different than effective communication. Uh, I'll talk one example for this. In Estonia, for example, the first language is Estonian, and the second official language is Russian. But I don't speak Estonian. I don't speak Russian. It's very complicated languages. Uh, uh, but in English, okay, you survive in Estonia. Uh, in streets, markets, or storages, have persons talking English or basic English, but it's okay. But I have one example, the effective communication. Okay, for me, it's different to good communication. Okay, in my times in Portugal, I work in constructions, and I work to Indians and African people. Okay, in general, the Africans talking Portuguese. Portuguese from more Portugal, but I understand it's not problem for this. But Indians don't talk Portuguese, and your English is very complicated for me. Uh,
Really well.
I don't understand every words, but your I don't know English, but sotaque for me is very different. But okay. Uh, but I work one Indian, and the guy is speaking little Portuguese, but I understand, and understood, and you understand me in relative our work. For me, this effective communication. I talk the basic for to work, and this guy understand me. It's okay. But good communication for me in general, I the people talks and one understand the other. Uh, simple for me. That's it. It's not one profound communication, but two persons understand the communication.
No, I believe it's a good one. I can imagine myself speaking in other language, not the other language because I speak more, but in the country that we don't understand your coworker, for example. So it's not it's a news for me, but I believe it will happen in the future, perhaps. And you, Felipe, how would you describe the good effective communication in your opinion?
Okay, and I believe in good communication and effective communication and share and some in particularity and something in common. For example, for me I must be and clear, objective, precise, and responsible. This makes understanding much easier and help you to have effective and good communication. Yes.
Well, straight and clear. Thanks for that. I'm totally agree with that. Just didn't describe, but really good, accurate. And our next one is about why we need it. So why and when we need it. So I believe that all of us had already worked with perhaps with other people and on people from other countries. So why we need to communicate? I know people from technology stuff sometimes don't need communicated very well because they just use computers, blah 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 blah, stereotypes about. But why and when we need to communicate? So, Mateus, why and when we need to communicate well?
Perfect. Well, I see in everything in every day. A good communication is essential in every day, both in relationship and professionally. The good communication is very, very, very important in our days during the week, in our job, in when talk the other people in the day. I see it's important the communication the every day in our activities, our career, our communication to other people, our relationship. I think that's it. The a good communicate the communication. It's important during the day, during the week. It's very important for when do you understood when the people talk, and during the day do you talk the different people. For me, for example, I talk the different people all days. It's communication. It's very very how can I say, uh, I use the communication during the day, for example. I see it's everything in all day the communication.
Good one, excellent. And you, Felipe, why and when we need to be not to be, but when we need a good communication to you?
Oh, okay. And for me, always because and the communication it is the way people relating to with water and sharing and exchange experience, ideas, feeling, information. Oh, I need and keep and good communication with my, eu não sei dizer em inglês, orientandos da graduação. Eu não lembro como dizer isso. But I need
Right.
because I work with and science and research. This is very important for me. Without communication, and each of use would be and isolate the world, then university, then the people. Yes, we are constantly need. Yes, that's it.
And sometimes to resolve BO from iniciação científica. I already know that it is really hard, but it happens all the
Thank
time.
you.
Uh, and you, Alex, why and when you need to communicate well?
So I
I
believe
believe it's when
everyone. Oh,
no,
can
keep
you
it
hear
up.
me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I believe everyone has heard the expressions "that's not what I meant" or "you got it completely wrong." We need to communication well at all times in our lives, whether in the relationships or at work, at parties or restaurants. We need to learn to communication with people, and I think it's so important to learn to reformulate our dialogue when necessary, because depends of the environment. You need to speak with more simple, and in other environments you can speak more complex, and it depends of the person stay with you. And I will share a example different. I like to play video games, and I like to play online games that you create a group with persons, and I had another four persons in a group, and we need to make goals. And in one goal, we don't to fight in this game, and I put on the chat B, because B means back. And the personals understand that B is back, and the group back, and don't fight in this situation. And it's so good because one letter in English means English back, and the people can back, and you can win this game. And it's amazing for me because the communication, it's simple. You can repass the information, the simple information that all persons in your group can understand. And if your person understand, you can finish your goal and finish the game, and it's amazing.
It's remind me of some Discord channels when we have to communicate very well with people when you not enjoy, but when you are playing Among Us, Gartic, really good, really good. I had a really good fun at Discord channels, and it is what it is. You give explanation, and you, Pedro, why and when do we need communication in your opinion?
And for me, communication is very important. I study communication in my life. I have journalist degree, and the communication is important in any areas. One company, for example, the internal communication is very, very important in your personal life, family, friends. This communication is primordial. For me, for example, in my life, today is very important. Communication for a discovery points, the new culture and the laws of the new city, for example, or culture, new locations. In general, in my opinion, do you live in other country is very important. The communication for discovery points the new location do you live. But in general, for your life or for personal or professional life is very important. The communication for your day in general.
Enjoy your answer in as you are a journalist for information. What is the greatest challenge to you, in your opinion, to achieve a good communication in our environments?
It's complicated, but I see people talk, but the other people don't understand the communication. But I see 2 points. The question. I don't know English, but interpretação is very important. One point to a good communication for me. But about the question, the challenge to good communication, you talk clean, or you I don't know this is the expression in English, but you talk como se estivesse falando para uma criança, you know? But the different people understand the different forms,
Yeah.
and more simple to talk, you evite any problems about this.
100% agree. I would say. And you, Alex, to you, and what is the greatest challenge communication, for example, with your family or someone else?
I totally agree with you, Pedro. I think the biggest challenge is adapting the conversation to an accessible level for all participants. And I see that many people with a high level of study try to speak difficult and complex words during the conversation. And come on, this is impairs the completions. I believe that the higher your level of study, the simple and more directly you communicate should be, because you need to communication, and it can be effective, and it can use the simple words that all person in the group or in the meeting can be understanding. And it's not, if you, oh, I had a postdoctoral and I need to speak with the words of the my uh, environment, and the person does not understand you. You need to speak more and more simple, that you had the high level of education.
One
Yeah,
important point
it
about
happens a lot with
this.
you.
Sorry.
No, keep it up.
No. One important point about this in the other question, you and the Alex talk, the mix, the expression, the other languages. For example, the English or the mix for Portuguese in companies. For me, this is not very a good communication. Or for me, it's my opinion. Or talk all Portuguese or talk all English. Exception one expression not existing in other language, but the mix, the languages, no.
I hate when it happens. It happens a lot with you. Here, I study at USP, and people who have postdoc certificate, sometimes they feel they are gods in the heaven. They know anything, everything about. Uh, it's extremely boring, but it is what it is. And you, Mateus, to you, what is the greatest challenges to good communication? Can be in our environments.
Perfect. I agree. The Pedro e Alex talk about the good communication. When you talk the clean, it's important for a good communication. I think it's in the way you speak and you listen to the other person speaking, uh, as well as knowing how to communicate well. It's important to know, how can I say, to listen in order to understand what the other person is saying. I think it's important when you observe the other people speak. When do you understand the other people, it's important. And when do you listen the other people, when the other people talk, I think it's important for a good communication and communication clean. I think it's, in during the relationships, our career, our job, our study. When do you understand the other people and listen the other people when the other people talk? It's important for understand, for you understood, and when the other people understand to you when do you talk. I think it's important for a good communication well for me.
And you, Felipe, what do you think? What is the great challenges to you to
Uh,
exercise the communication?
okay, one of the biggest challenge of good communication for me is knowing who to listen, and because and the person and needed to be organization or sometimes clear or empathic. And one moment, I am a little confused. Eu vou falar em português porque eu tô com
That's okay.
dificuldade de expressar algumas palavras, mas
Don't worry.
eu acredito que existe muito uma questão de não ouvir hoje em dia, de ser imediatista em responder. E o receptor, ele tem que lidar com essa ansiedade, talvez, porque é preciso compreender a mensagem. Muitas vezes a gente tem que ser claro para comunicar, mas quem está recebendo essa mensagem, ela precisa ter um pouco da empatia, de ouvir, de saber esperar e de ter um momento oportuno, né? Eu acho que existe muito uma barreira de expressar rapidamente. E muitas vezes a pessoa ela não escuta a mensagem, e sim ela imagina a mensagem que está sendo passada. Entende? Ela cria uma fantasia, todo um cenário que não transparece a realidade. Então, eu acho que o grande desafio hoje em dia é justamente o ouvir. É isso. Eu queria expressar em inglês, mas tá difícil.
That's okay. Don't worry. When you have to answer, for example, anyone here or any host or any attend, you can start with English and try to mix. So if you não me lembro something about banana, you can always check it in translators and sentences. That's okay. That's a problem. And we have to development here our speak skills. So, and sometimes it's our speech skills and our development when you mix all the languages, then up, and you can rewatch the live on YouTube, and sometimes I remember that word now, and that's the way we grow up here. Don't worry about that. And as you can say about the listening is really important. The next question is about that. So the question number 5 is how important is listening? Exactly, listening in communication. And thanks for advance to this to this response. And I'm going to ask us, our mates here, so to you, Alex, how is important to you listening in a conversation?
Felipe give us the answer for this question.
Exactly.
So uh, sometimes we are putting together our arguments and we are interrupted during this process. And I believe this is a our lack of respect because how fragment generate distorted conclusions about what the person wants to say. And so it's essential to listen, try to understand, and only then speak. And the big question is, are you listen to answer or are you listen to understand? Because a lot of people listen dialogue to give you an answer, and when uh, they stay ready to give an answer, they stop the conversation giving the answer, and I think it's a problem, principal in the relationships, because we have a problem, and you want to say that the action takes you feel bad, and the person will stop your process, and you think, oh, the person don't stand me. It's a big problem in their relationships and their work too.
Really good one. Thanks for that. I agree with that. And you, Mateus, how is important to you the listening, the conversation, the communication?
First, it's essential when you listen the other people and talk. For example, I see it's as a form of respect for the person who is speaking. And when you listen to the other person, it shows empathy. Empathy. I think it's empathy. Empathy is essential for a good communication. When do you listen? When do you listen to other people? It's creating one empathy the other people. Uh, if you so speak and not listen to other people, I think you don't have a good communication, a good relationship, and a damage in the communication the two people. I think it's important during the day when you start when you listen the other people talk and understood the what the people talk, and after that do you speak, because if you speak the other people speak in some time, don't I see don't have a good communication. The communication is totally damaged. The other people don't understand you, and after that I think it's important when you listen to other people. It's a form of you respect the people and when the other people talk. I think that's it.
As you say, it's essential, I believe. And you, Pedro, what about you? Can you answer this one for us? How is important to you listening, the communication, the conversation?
For me, it's very, very important. Uh, I believe the people listen more, many problems would not exist. But I see uh, two people talking and one don't listen other and create uh, one scenario different uh, the other people talk, for example. It's very common, this situation today's. But in general, I'm more a listener than a talker. And for me, is this position is good but I listen first, and I express my opinion before. For me, it's more functional this. But in general, I believe the essential and very important you listen to other people.
Really good one, the accident. And I believe I don't consider myself a speaker, but not a listener. I believe is a balance. But if I have to choose, a listener is so much better than you learn so much from the other people and other who knows
Yeah,
much more than you. And
this
you,
position,
Felipe, I'm sorry.
yeah, this position is funny, but I live situation that I don't speak about my life or my family, nothing. I speak in my name and a little uh, points of my life, and the other people speak our life, our problems, our family, and I discover
Sociable.
I discover our life, the other people, and I don't speak nothing.
Yeah, they think you are sociable and that.
Yes, yes.
Shot you with all their words. Good one. Felipe, you already answered for us in Portuguese. Would you like to try in English this question?
And and next question, number five.
Fine.
Five, yes. Okay, and when and for me, when we pay attention to the sorry, and how important is the listening communication, correct?
Like
Okay. Oh, sorry. When when we pay attention to the word and gestury, I don't know, we gain a much deeper understanding, and this allows us to avoid mis, eu não sei, evita falhas de comunicação, seria a palavra que eu gostaria de entender, quando você tem essa atenção. And furthermore, when we listen, we demonstrate an interest and respect for the words, which promotes and climate of collaboration and respect. Yes, about it.
good one. Excellent. And we're running out of time in with all the questions here, but we can answer them, I believe, one more. And the question number seven, seven, I believe, is really important. So, can culture, gender, nationality, or social class have effect on communication? I already, to me, is yes, yes, and it's about. I'm a health professional, so exactly, social class is really important. We have to to adapt our vocabulary to be a good service, to be a good. For me, is I'm a pharmacist. To be a good pharmacist, the people who don't understand all your stuff, all of your work, who don't understand all of you and is adapting our speech is really incredible. When you're in the drugstore, and the people who know not exactly it's about social class, but it's about scholarship. The level of scholarship sometimes is really important. But I want to hear from all of you. So these things, culture, gender, nationality, or social class can have an effect in the communication, Mateus.
Perfect, Luan. I see that's when there is respect for the other person who is speak. It's possible to a good communication. Depends the gender, the author's characteristics, the other people. And respect the other people is all for me. It's all for a good communication. I think it's when do you speaking a group, for example, in the group, in the business, in for example, in different companies? Do you talk the different people, that's the people, the different nationalities, different genders? I think is the respect is essential for the a good communication. When do you have this respect the other people, the different people, it's essential for uh, the success the business, for example, and the work in the group. I think is that's this when have respect the different people, the nationality, gender. The there are one uh, first there are a good relationship the people and respect. I think that's it. It's important when you having work in a group or talk to other people, the different nationalities. The respect for me it's very very important for good communication.
Exactly, respect always. And to you, Alex, what do you think?
So I'm from the north of region of Brazil, and when I arrived in São Paulo, I had a lot of difficulty to communication because I used very different expressions that were common of the place where I was born, and many people didn't understand me why I was saying. And oh, it's so difficult for me because the time passed and I tried to uh, talking with the expressions of the south of Brazil. And nowadays, I don't speak the words or expressions of the north. And when I go to my parents' home, my brother and sisters say, "Oh, uh, you speak a lot different. You are not Paraense. You are a Paulista," because I lost my sotaque. I don't have any sotaque, and it is so crazy because I like so much the sotaque of the North of Brazil. I think it's amazing, but now I don't have at all. So it's sad.
Thanks God I am still have for a period, I think. And you, Felipe, what about you?
And absolutely. And our formation as a person and brings and cultural and society and birds to the way in communication. And for example, in my experience in the United States, I had opportunity and share my daily routine with the people from Germany and Canada and Mexico and Venezuela and United States is very very different because you need an influence in or influencing and the culture and sometimes and o sotaque, gírias eu não sei como seria, mas a gíria dificultava muito essa comunicação, entende? Então foi um grande desafio. E eu acho legal, muito legal essa diversidade, né? Ter essa riqueza de detalhes é o que torna tudo tão interessante. É isso.
For that, and you, Pedro, last but not least.
Yes, I believe yes. Culture or nationality. Yes. Gender and the social class. I don't know. Maybe gíria is slang, no? Slang.
Link.
Maybe a specific slang but in general, I believe no. But I see in also languages is different. One expression in different gender, but I don't believe this case. The question that about this, but the culture and the nationality, yes, yes. I see Alex talk the living in the north and now in sudeste, I don't know in English, is very different. This the sotaques, and I work in the past works I work in different the different regions of Brazil, and I don't understand the all expressions and the nationality. Yes, the, Portuguese to Portugal is very different de Portuguese to Brazil, and the in Brazil this word is a one, I don't know, one palavrão. In Portugal, this is a normal word. Is very different, but in general, the same. One point about this in my life, regards of the language, I will never forget my why. My why from Minas Gerais is I never forget.
Really good one, man. And thanks for that. And the guys are back, so welcome back. Welcome, Sonia, Esdras, Andrea, Nachi, and Nayara. I'm sorry I late to bring you guys back. We are listening and some important answers here, but it's over now. And before I forget, the survey of the day. I believe that there was not exactly an excellent meeting. I have many stable and unstable communication, but we did it very well. So, and as our secret Saturday here, we didn't complete all the questions like all week. We didn't complete all the questions, so you can get the questions training that and use to speech for yourself for other people. It's really important. I have to ask, the conversation was good in the other room, was excellent. How did you find it?
Yes, it was a good
So it's
conversation
so it's
with you.
better. So it's nice to hear it. To hear that for you is feedback is really important. And I also send you the not the customers, but the survey is really important to us. So you can get your suggestions, get your criticisms, get your compliments, all of that. And I hope you come back another Saturday, another 5 p.m. O'clock is really important. Having all of you guys here and sharing this kind of experience. Pedro, Mateus, Elton, Sonia, Esdras, Andrea, Nachi, Alex, Felipe, and Nayara, for whose it was the first time together. I hope it's all of y'all, and it is, guys. So see ya another time. Bye bye.
Thank you.